What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Shooting the Sober Shit. My name is Mark. With me always is Dave. And as you may or may not know, we are part of the recovery group called Off the Rails Recovery. And our primary purpose is to end the stigma of addiction through open discussion on all things recovery related. Dave, how the hell are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm doing well. A little tired this evening, but well. Yourself?
Could not agree with something more. Very tired here today.
Yeah,
Been an eventful week for myself. And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, can't
I
wait to
want,
tell you
I
all
want to
about
hear
it.
about. Yeah, I want to hear about your week. So I'm gonna start quickly because I'm just gonna say that I don't have a whole lot. Nothing, a whole lot new going on as far as my week. Just crushed another week of work and a couple days off where it rained. Workout's been going well. Recovery's been going well,
Yeah.
and I want to hear about your week.
Yeah, you're really like picking up into that work routine. I think it's settling into it. How are you finding that? Are you liking it?
Yeah, yeah, it's been good. It's been good. It's a little funny having like Tuesday, Wednesday off.
Yeah.
Uh, in some ways, I like it. Other ways, actually, I don't. There's nothing about it really I don't like as of right now because I don't really have like plans on the weekend. I don't have kids and that kind of thing. So it really doesn't bother me. And having Tuesday, Wednesday when other people are working is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Getting errands done. It's been kind of crappy weather here. Like I think my sister sent me a text. It was like the Sioux had like 45 days straight of participate participation, precipitation,
Yeah.
precipitation. So like if it wasn't snow, then it's been rain. So um yeah, it looks like the forecast some sunny weather. So I want to get on the bike because it was raining both days when I was off last week and haven't gone on a bike ride yet. So I like to do that. But
I am also behind on my goals for April because I haven't been on my bike yet either. I've been waiting to get it serviced.
yes, get
So
that
yeah,
bad
I got a lot of
boys.
catching up to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, something you might like for your bike I don't know how much you're going to be bringing it places, but now with the truck, I bought like a mat that goes over the tailgate.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So I just throw it
Cool.
on there because you don't want to like lay it down in the back of the truck and then like the derailleur gets all messed up or whatever. So
Yeah. Good point.
anyway, so just
They
side
look
note.
badass too, eh?
Yeah, yeah,
Looks
cool.
like you're a fucking outdoor enthusiast, right?
Yeah, just drive around with my bike in the back all the time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Man, so I started my job, as I was telling you about. I was
yeah,
very nervous heading into it because, as you guys know, it's a field that I've been wanting to get into now for a little while, and I'm loving it, man. Did the orientation on Monday, met everyone. Um, Tuesday, I got to sit in on my first group, so I'm shadowing the guy that I'm replacing. So kind of get to see how he runs thing, and he's really good at his job. So it's nice to be able to kind of see why he does certain things. Um,
yeah.
so I'm looking forward to continuing to learn from him this week. Um, then Wednesday, man, like I don't know, I just don't find it feels like work, which is a cool thing. Um,
Yeah, that's
you
awesome.
know, because we got to take the guys down to like walk in the river, and Thursday got to go out and play disc golf with the
Nice.
fellas.
Okay. How are you at that? Have you ever done that before?
Never done it before. It was very hot. Um,
Oh,
I'm normally really competitive, and as you know,
yeah.
and I took it down. I brought my competitive nature down a lot because I'm like, you're still making an impression, can't get sour or try to just beat the brakes off these guys in disc golf.
I'm
So
just thinking. I'm just thinking of Bradley Cooper and Wedding Crashers when he just is like just hammering Vince Vaughn.
yeah, and then yeah, well, I played ping pong, and I'm really competitive at that, as you know. Um, so
Yeah.
that was awesome. Then Friday we um, did some stuff in the morning with them, and then went out to a park, and it's called Park Lake. It's exactly what the name says. It's a park in a lake, and Just hung out, had a fire, had like a wiener roast, and had lunch out there, and it was awesome. And one thing I really
Nice.
like about the program is that they do a lot of outdoor activities and stuff like that. I find like it kind of shows you like how much fun you can have without like the use of drugs or alcohol type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for
So
sure.
the week was it was a really great week. Now the
Yeah.
weekend has also been good, Dave.
Yeah.
I got poked with needles all day yesterday, getting a new tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I should have clarified. I wasn't doing doing drugs. I was getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
Um, so that was awesome. Felt really bad after. I get
That,
really
is that
tattoos.
is that leg almost done now or what?
That outer leg is done. Still got
Yeah.
the inside leg to do, but it's going to take a while.
Nice. How's your Sunday? How's the Sunday been?
Sunday, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Been great. Got up, got to the gym. Um, oh my God, I didn't even talk. Oh, well, so Sunday has been great. Got to take Mila for a little walk on her bike. Went to an escape room, the same place me, you, and Rebecca went.
Oh yeah.
There with some of the coworkers and Rebecca. So I was really thankful they invited me along. I don't know. Sometimes I have this like I just like want people to like me type thing,
Yeah.
and I think that's pretty like normal,
Yeah. For
right? I'm
sure.
like, I wonder if these guys like me or whatever, and sometimes it takes away from me being like, do I really like this person? Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Do you ever feel that
Yeah.
way?
Yeah. For sure.
But I really like all my coworkers, so I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope they like me. I don't know. They're
Well,
great.
did you do this? Did you do the same room that we did?
No,
It would
no.
have been cool. It would have been cool if you did, and you just pretend you never did it before.
Yeah, it would have been a hit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We would have got through it a lot faster.
Yeah.
Um, and then Thursday was my little baby girl's birthday.
Yeah.
So it's been one
Big.
whole year since she was born, and Mila's been an amazing s- savior in my life. I think
Yeah. For
that's
sure.
what. Yeah, she's been a huge part of my recovery, my life, and changed. I think when I had her, I kind of changed my outlook on life, and
Yeah.
it's been an amazing year with her.
How do you feel about how do you feel about time? Like we talked about before, like in early sobriety, as far as like time was kind of going slow, a little bit, as far and like not in a bad way by any means, just more almost more enjoyable now. A year's gone by with Mila. Like, does that feel like it flew by, or
Yes,
it was?
yeah,
Yeah,
no, I fully know what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel yeah, like the last years went by fast. But when you look how long we've been in sobriety, so say going on 19, 20 months, right?
yeah.
When we look at how long we've been, like to me, it just seems so much more clear and like memorable, right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
you can
yeah,
remember like little tiny bits and pieces compared to like the let's say almost a decade before seems like all kind of like a blur type thing.
yeah. I would agree with that. Where that's maybe one of the biggest things that when we talk about changes in recovery, that's probably up there for on the list as far as like yeah, your memory of your time and stuff like that and events for sure.
Yeah, one thing I struggle with, Dave, is like pinpointing a like I know I did certain events, but I can't tell you what year I did them in, which is
Yeah,
like pretty alarming. But like, and I feel like since I've been sober, I don't struggle with that at all. Again, it's only been like 19 months,
yeah,
but do you know what I'm getting at?
yeah. I think some of it will still stay the same as far as like you're still not going to remember, in 10 years,
Yeah,
year exactly everything was, but I think you'll be able to get a lot closer. And like, I
yeah,
totally know what you mean. Like certain vacations or things I've done, I like, it could have been 6 years ago or like 15 years ago. Like
yeah,
it's a big gap where I think you'll get a lot closer in in being able to figure out when things were.
yeah. Fully agree.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I got one topic to talk about today.
Yeah. Yeah. There was something else I was going to ask you first, though,
Yeah.
about your week there. Oh, yes. Yes. Working kind of full time. How was was it a big kind of slap in the face as far as your energy level and tiredness?
Yeah.
As I found, yeah.
Yeah. That like after the second day, I
Mhm.
was so tired after the second day of work.
Yeah.
And like again, like I'm not doing anything like crazy strenuous or working wild hours or anything like that. But it's just like I don't know, it's been a while since I worked a 40-hour week, right?
Yeah.
And
Body's got to adapt.
yeah, body's just getting used to it. So hopefully it'll
Yeah.
and I think it will because I don't know, I'm really happy with this position.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mhm.
All right. Let's get into it. What do you got?
Um, do you think in early recovery, because I was thinking about myself, and my question is, do you think in early recovery it's important not to try to do too much too quickly? And I say this because I look at the first time I went to treatment, right? And I put so much effort into this recovery plan. I had every single minute of my days planned, right? Like window. So like my idea was if I have this plan, I'll always be busy and I'll never be have a chance to use.
Right.
But in retrospect, like I've messed up one thing. I was like, fuck, beat myself up. And I also had myself set up for failure anyway. Um, but like I think I think like starting off, it's so important to just like focus on like the bare necessities and then kind of start adding things in after.
Yeah. For sure. I think that's wise. I think everyone's really what you're taking on. I think kind of depends on where you're at, right? When you get out of or I shouldn't say get out of rehab, but like when you're starting your recovery journey,
Mhm.
for like just comparison for myself, like I wasn't working, um, and it wasn't in a relationship, so like I could take on certain other things, right? And I was like for me, like a if in that situation, like it worked well for me. Like I was lucky in that, like I feel like I was lucky that I got to focus a lot on recovery and then my health and didn't have to focus on working in a relationship, right? But I think, contrast that to someone that's maybe has to be, has a family they're going back to, and then working right out of the gate full time. I think it's probably important to not try to take on too much, like you said, like really focus on the bare bones of recovery. And then once you got a good footing on that and that kind of you got that kind of covered and feeling comfortable, then add into like say your yoga or
Yeah,
working out or whatever. That
yeah,
makes sense. Like
yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what I was going to get at next. Like to me, the first thing is get those like that foundation of sleep, right?
mhm,
Like
yeah,
that's the first one. It's like let's get a proper sleep schedule going.
yeah,
Food,
yeah, nutrition, yeah,
yep.
yeah,
And then start from there. You could start kind of building things up into it. And
yeah,
like it might sound so simple to someone, but like when you're an activist, like you're not eating regularly, you're not sleeping regularly, and those are like two huge things to start building around. And
yeah,
that's kind of what I'm getting, I think.
yeah. And I think you kind of um led to a little bit too. Like if you try to just take on way too much and one thing kind of slips, I feel like you might be more likely to just kind of like say fuck it to everything,
Yeah.
right? You just feel if you're just kind of overwhelming yourself.
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen, but like
Yeah.
I could see how I personally would probably get like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and everything's like your nutrition might not like you don't have to have it like perfectly nailed down where you're never having a fucking carb or sugar in your life again, but it's like,
No, just a
you know,
consistent schedule where you're like 3 meals a day or
yeah,
something like that. right?
Yeah, exactly. Getting some water and
Yeah, hydrating
yeah,
yourself, like the
yeah, yeah,
basics, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I agree with.
No,
Oh,
that's good. Good point. That's a good point.
I was thinking about
So,
that today because I want to run a group on like kind of tools of recovery type thing,
mhm,
and I wanted to explain it in a way where like, hey, let's first build a foundation, and then after we start at like we slowly start building our plan type thing, right?
yeah,
We don't just dive in right to fucking your what your schedule is going to look like in a year's time, right? Like
yeah,
what your schedule looks like now is not what it should have looked like at day 10.
right,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
I
that
think it's.
took months
I
to
think
build up to having like this a good routine and
yeah, I think one thing that would be good though is if there is someone that has like a situation where they do have a lot of free time, like maybe they're not going to be going back to work in full time or part time, is they have a list of like, how we kind of did that, like a list of things you enjoy, like leisure activities and
yeah,
stuff, so that like
absolutely.
I don't know how you want to necessarily like hard schedule it, but like you have a list of stuff that like one day is a light day. Okay, I'm going to go to the park and
Yeah,
play disc golf or whatever. Like
shit, yeah.
so.
Good point.
Yeah, that's good. I had another question for you, quick though. Is there anything that you've thought of that you would want to implement into like a routine as far as like what you do with your groups that you like that maybe we did at Newgate? Like for example, I just think of like the daily check-ins or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's actually the first one I was going to say is that I love that check-in of
yeah,
how are we feeling physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
yeah,
And I like that. And it kind of gets you to see how everyone's feeling, what you can expect from them that day, and how you can go about like interacting them, or how you can check in on them a bit more.
yeah,
Another thing, I really love the Jahari's window activity
yeah.
with
That was
that
good.
cowboy. I
Yeah,
like that. And yeah, those are the two that I definitely want to do. Yeah, definitely
maybe
check
maybe
those out.
throw on the notebook for the boys too.
Oh yeah, that would not be a hit with them, but maybe who knows? Yeah,
Never know.
it's a
Never
great
know.
group of dudes, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great to hear, man. And you got the nanny starting this week.
Yeah, she starts tomorrow. Super nervous about that. Um, but Rebecca's going to be here for 2 days with her, take her through the motion. So, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a bit. I think it's understandable to be nervous about that.
Oh, uh, Duke's barking there. I think that's a great way how that worked out. That Rebecca's able to do that
Yeah.
for a couple of days.
Mhm.
So
Do we got anything else today?
I think that's it for me, man.
That's it for me too. I'm ready to hit the hay.
Yeah, me
By
too.
hay, I mean my bed. And I thank you guys for listening. If you're struggling, please reach out and ask for help. Self and Dave will do whatever we can to help. And please like, subscribe, share. That would be fantastic. Thank you for listening.